Welcome to Front of Book Texas. I'm Kristie Ramirez. Conversations with the creators and icons driving lifestyle and culture today. From Texas to the world, timeless, untamed. Texas creativity, global influence. Jon Flaming, you know his art when you see it. Abstract scenes of Texas life in sun-faded shades of orange, blue, and green. His work can be seen everywhere from museums and private collections to Taylor Sheridan shows like Dutton Ranch and Yellowstone. I feel so lucky I got to talk to Jon about taking risks, staying inspired, when brand deals make sense, and why his relationship with his wife, children, and grandchildren will always be his biggest priority. His presence is so calm and thoughtful. I have to say, he's one of the most gracious and kind humans I've ever met. If you love art and you love Texas, this is the episode you don't want to miss. That's what we have to talk about. Jon's work is in the new series, in the new Dutton Ranch series. Who doesn't love Taylor Sheridan at this point? But I'm excited to see your stuff in the show.
Thank you. So a number of pieces were in Yellowstone. So Suzanne Stover, who's the set director for Yellowstone, for Dutton Ranch, and a number of others, reached out. My wife and I were at the Gage. We go out to the Gage every year, and we stay at the Gage Hotel, which we love. And normally when we go away, I try to be off my phone as much as I possibly can. And I kept getting these text messages, this was several years ago, text messages, and I would just kind of glance at them, and I just kept seeing S5, and I was like, what is that? And I saw Suzanne Stover, and I was like, I don't know who that is. Yeah. And so I didn't, until we were on the way home back to Dallas, I said, Kathy, would you mind pulling up Suzanne Stover's...
Yeah, tell me who this person is.
Right, she has reached out several times, and I feel bad not getting back with her. Anyway, it's Suzanne Stover, and the S5 was referring to season 5 of Yellowstone. And she was asking, can we license your work for Yellowstone? And then I kind of had a moment where I was like, oh man, why didn't I respond to that earlier? Dutton Ranch.
Yes. So, okay, I'm totally gonna tune in too. I can't wait to see where it's gonna show up. It's gonna keep me like glued to it because I'm going to want to see where your work is.
Me too.
Jon Flaming is here. I'm so excited that you took the time. You are such a beloved, celebrated artist here in Texas, but also beyond. And I feel like people, when they see your work, it's this modern, like contemporary abstract interpretation of what the American West is. Why are you so fascinated with the American West and with Texas? Because it's your work.
Well, it's a great question, and before I jump into that, thank you so much for asking me to be a part of what you're creating. I know that you are a very creative mind, and so thank you for asking me to be a part of this.
Of course.
It's a real honor. The American West, I think, I can't, there's so many people that are fascinated with Texas, but specifically the West. For me, it's because it's a bigger than life, almost mythological, heroic setting. I mean, Texas, just geographically, all the 7 regions of Texas, you've got everything contained within the borders of a single state, from the coast to the plains to the mountains, piney woods, North Texas. I mean, Blackland Prairie, you've got everything. So, but I love the dry, arid, more arid climate, the mountains, the yucca, the cactus.
So good,
you know, the flora and the fauna of West Texas speaks to me. And again, the landscape is bigger than life. But I love the vastness of the land in West Texas.
You actually were born in Kansas, but you've been in Texas since you were 6 years old.
Right, so at 5 or 6, my dad and mom neither one wanted to be farmers or ranchers. My dad wanted to work in corporate America, and so he moved to Dallas. And so and that was 67, so I was 5. So since that time I've been here, and I've loved it. I have a soft spot in my heart for Kansas.
Of course.
The influence from my grandfather's ranch in small Fredonia, Kansas, southeast Kansas, made a huge impact on me visually. And it wasn't until later in life I was able to really articulate what that was. But as a kid, being able to run around a 2,000-acre ranch, you know, the old trucks and tractors that were back in what they called the boneyard, where all the old dilapidated equipment, I'd go back there and sit in an old rusted truck.
So fun, and play make-believe.
Yeah, imagination is just going wild. But then as I got older and was able to drive, I'd go into these small towns and explore and investigate and talk to people and take pictures. And I did that, especially when we were in Texas. When I was able to drive, I would just head out 100, 150 miles in any direction.
Yeah.
And this was before phones, but just to go see what I could see. And really the premise of that is it really is the road less traveled.
You love a road trip, it sounds like.
I do, and my wife and I, sometimes I'll take off by myself, sometimes my wife Kathy and I will go. And we've been married for 38 plus years, but we can literally go hundreds of miles without saying a word. It's a good time to think. Sometimes we'll listen to a podcast or a book.
Yeah.
But once you get past Midland, Odessa, and then you start to, you get out to Monahans, and then you start to hit the road southwest down towards the Big Bend mountain area. For me, I just love visually just taking all that in. That's my muse.
So you were actually a graphic designer.
Yes.
You were at Sullivan Perkins. How did, you're working at this branding company, when did it get to the point that you were like, I'm going to transition from this and be an artist? Because you were at Sullivan Perkins and then you had your own branding company, and this couldn't be more Texas. Your first client was Neiman Marcus, which is so amazing.
Yep.
But when did you start this transition, and what in your head, like as an artist, did you tell yourself? I mean, that seems to be a kind of scary leap. It seems like it would be a hard thing to do, to say, I'm going to give up this stuff over here for the unknown over here. And you had three small children, right?
Yes.
3 children at the time. So what was that like? What was that process like of, I'm going to do this?
Absolutely, you're right, and that's a great question. So Sullivan & Perkins was a great training ground for me as a young designer. Ron Sullivan and Mark Perkins, Mark was the writer and Ron was the design, the head designer, but I learned so much from them, and my goal and intention was to immerse myself for 8 years. I spent 8 years there in that environment, and not only learn about design, writing, but I also wanted to sit in on meetings with the accountants. I wanted to sit in on any meeting that I could that would give me hints and clues how to run a business. And so I viewed that experience as a postgraduate, doctorate, PhD, whatever you want to call it. I was getting, I was doing this thesis, this 8-year long thesis, getting paid for it, obviously, but as a young designer, I was a sponge, and I still am a sponge, lifelong learner, but I wanted to learn everything I could about the business because I knew that at some point I wanted to start my own branding studio. So in '93, I did. It was an amicable parting. I just said, hey guys, I'm gonna go start my own business, and did. So '93, for the next 25 years, I had that branding studio. And again, did work for Neiman's and FedEx and American Airlines and Sony and others. And that's when our kids were young. And so I had that, I wouldn't say it was a steady paycheck, because even in that world, it's cyclical and it comes and goes. But while I had my branding design illustration company, I also had this dream goal about being a fine artist, because I've always loved to draw, paint, create in some form or another. So what I would do is, during the day, I was creating for others.
Right.
I was designing for others. And so at night, after we got the kids, after we had dinner, get the kids down.
Bath time, all the things.
Story time, say prayers with that last kid. It'd be about 9:30, 10 o'clock at night. And I'd be laying in bed with that last kid, as we closed the book on whatever story we were reading. And I had a choice to make. It was either I could get up, get in my own bed and go to sleep, or I could fall asleep right there, or I could go out into the garage, which at the time, we were living in Preston Hollow at the time, and I had a garage, which was my studio. I could go turn the lights on, turn some music on, and get busy pursuing this kind of second career, if you will.
Yeah.
And that was a conscious choice because it was so much easier just to lay there and go to sleep because I was so tired.
Oh God, that's so hard
Yeah.
when you have little kids.
Yes, so tired, and so I made the choice. It's like I'm gonna get to work, and so I was. This parallel career was happening. So you've got design branding going, but then from probably 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. in the morning, I was painting something, creating something, and a friend of mine, David Dyke, who has a gallery here.
You were represented by him for a while, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Great friend, been friends with him and their family for many years. Our kids went to school together, went to church together. But he had a gallery just around the corner from here where in 95, he had a show for me. And it was mostly constructions. It was three-dimensional pieces, found object sculptures that I was doing. And he was kind enough to have a show for me, and it went over really, really well. And then about a year prior to that, Ken Knight, sweet friend, have known him for years, still keep up. He was showing some of my three-dimensional found object work at his store, Ken Knight, which was in the Quadrangle. And so I had these advocates, these people who were saying, absolutely, we would love to show your work. So this is a team effort. It's people who have said, hey, I love what you're doing. I would love to show it. And so I've had a lot of help. If you're a young artist and you're wanting to, you have your full-time job, or maybe you don't even have your full-time job, but like the work, you have to put in so much work, but also having the advocates, like having the supporters really is so important. So Karina, when we had talked to her about this as well, she said the same thing. It's like, it's all about that side hustle and like doing your day job, and then in the evenings or in the early mornings, going and, you know, practicing your creative pursuit and making that work, and then finding a supportive system. So that's so amazing, especially Ken and David. I mean, gosh, I can't think of two better people to, I mean, their taste level is so, like the standard is so high. So when somebody like that puts the stamp of approval, did you feel like, okay, I've been legitimized now, like I'm legit? Did you feel that when they said like, yes, we want to help you, we want to let people know about you? It was definitely very affirming. I had this sense of, I love what I'm doing. I like looking at these pictures or things that I'm building or whatever. I like looking at them. I wonder if anybody else does. And so yes, when you get the approval of somebody like Ken Knight or somebody like David Dyke, it just was this affirmation for me. It's like, okay, what I'm seeing, other people are seeing, and obviously art is very subjective, and so what floats somebody's boat may not float somebody else's, but that's the beauty of art, whether it's music, literature, or whatever. But I saw these guys saw something in what I was doing and said, we like that too. We would love to show that work. And so I'm very grateful and very thankful for people like that. And even today, people like you, Kristie, who have said, hey, I like what you're doing. I would like to open up what you're doing to my audience. And so thank you for...
I mean, that would be huge. That would be huge. I mean, I think that's what I love so much about the creative space in Texas, and it's probably this way with all creatives, right? Is like the support system that everybody has for each other, but it does feel like especially deep and rich in Texas for some reason. I feel like being Texan really like automatically like connects you to somebody else when you're from the same place and you've grown up around the same things and you understand the culture. But that has been like, just hearing you say that is so incredible to have that kind of support from such a celebrated artist that people adore and love you, kind of go crazy for you. Like the few people that we have told that you were going to be a guest on the podcast, I mean, true like freakouts, just like, oh my gosh. I mean, it's people really just love you so much. And I'm wondering, like, why do you think your work resonates so much with people? People are moved by it.
That's a great question. I'm creating something that I love, and I believe that when you, for instance, when you create something that you love and that you're proud of and that you want to share, I believe there's a community, there's a group of people, like-minded people who that resonates with them. And again, art is very subjective. What I'm doing doesn't resonate with everybody. The reason I think it resonates is because it goes back to your earlier thought, Kristie, which is there's this fascination with the West, fascination with Texas, fascination with bigger than life characters and bigger than life scenery. There's a group of people that have shared with me, a group of collectors that have shared with me. They've said, hey, listen, we've got our parents, Remingtons and Russells and Dixons and Duttons that we love, but we've got a more modern aesthetic and a more contemporary aesthetic, and we've got these huge walls, and we want to put something up that's Texas, that's Western, but something that's contemporary, but that has more of a modern look on the West. And I think that just resonated with so many people. And I look at the metrics, and I've got young people, I've got middle-aged people, I've got older people. It's kind of,
it hits all the demographics.
It's kind of a mixed bag of groups that are liking the work. And I'm very grateful, because after 25 years of having my design business, I did get to a point, this was about 7 years ago, I did get to the point where I wanted to stop designing and illustrating and branding for others, and I wanted to be the client. And that's really what that was. So again, about when I was 55, I retired to do exactly what I really wanted to be doing. And again, I loved the branding. That part was fun. Illustration was fun. And I had some great clients, people that supported me. But once the kids were grown, had families of their own, I've got a little more margin with time, a little more margin with resources, I was able to go full-time fine art. Now, because I had started the fine art when I was still doing design, I was well down the runway with building equity with that brand. So I wasn't coming, it was still risky, but I wasn't coming straight out of the chute with nothing.
And I think that's the thing that's so important, is that you were doing both of them at the same time. So you had been building up this catalog for a while, and you had been evolving the work that you were doing, because first it was the found object, and now what you're known for is these paintings. And so I think for anybody trying to like do it, the double work is what gets you there, right? I mean, that's kind of the smartest way to go about it if you want to keep a paycheck, right?
It is, and nobody was going to fulfill my dream for me. Nobody, I mean, I'm stating the obvious, but that was really the conversation I was having with myself. Like, nobody's going to go do the work for you. If this is really what you want to do, you got to go do it.
You got to do the hard work.
And I think Picasso coined this phrase, but it's inspiration exists, but it must find you working. And I've always, when I heard that years ago, that one's just stamped in here and in here, and it's so true. I speak at SMU, I guest lecture at SMU, and so with these design art classes, these kids that I'm speaking to, that's one of the things that I stress, is that it's in the work, it's in the working that you will find that next great idea.
Well, I was going to say, your work, when I look at it, and I even, when there's a quote on your website from John Wayne's son, and that it has a cubist quality, like you're talking about Picasso, there is like a cubist quality. But the other thing that I've noticed about it, and I'd love to hear you talk about this a little bit, all of the colors in your paintings, they almost look like they've sat out in the sun for a little while, like there's a fadedness to some of them. And is there a reason why behind that? Like, there are bright colors, but they
Right.
look like they're a little sun-drenched. What is it about those?
No, I love the way you've described that, and I describe it also as if I were to take one of my paintings and leave it out on a West Texas caliche road for a month,
Yeah.
while a few farm trucks and
Yeah.
cars pass by, and kind of leaves that layer of dust on that canvas. That's kind of the look. So it is kind of this faded, dusty
Yeah.
look. And I'm still working on that. I still want it to be even more so, but it really is more, they're not primaries. It's basically kind of a muted primary palette, but
Yeah.
they're burnt oranges
Yes.
and greens that have a little more black in them. They're not punchy greens. They're
Right.
more subdued. They're more grayed. Same with the reds and the yellows. The yellows have a little more black in them and a little more red, so it's just a little less punchy.
Yeah.
Not jewel tones,
Right.
but really earthy
Right.
colors.
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
noticed that. I think it's just so beautiful. It's just such a
Thank you.
pretty muted color palette, but still like with the brightness in there. You have said that I love Texas. It's such a big, crazy, diverse, and beautiful state. As an artist, I could spend 20 lifetimes here and not capture it all. What parts of Texas do you still want to capture or see?
Oh goodness! So I've been to every region in Texas, and again, it comes back to, after seeing all the regions, the pull is West Texas, and so there's still many places out west that I want to explore.
Is there any place aside from, like, you've mentioned the Gage Hotel, you've mentioned Terlinga, are there places,
Yep.
what are the places that you like to stay at when you're on your trips out there, aside from the Gage?
Yeah, no, that's a great question. So one of my collectors has this beautiful 1915 house. It's a small house right across from the Presidio County Courthouse. So the courthouse, it sits in Marfa.
Oh, I've seen this on your Instagram. It's your
Okay.
favorite place to stay when you're there.
Yeah, so he
Yes.
he just said, he and his wife, they're wonderful, and again, have collected my work for some time, but he said, John, anytime you and Kathy are out there, and he rents it out as a kind of a B&B,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
anytime you guys are out there, it's yours. You just stay there. Now, I told him, I said, dude, I'm not. We'll trade. So I always leave him
Oh, it was something
art.
that's so,
I always leave
yeah.
him sketches, or
Yeah.
I leave him something. So it's a trade. But we stay there
Yeah.
when we're in Marfa. The St. George is
Oh, yeah.
a beautiful, more contemporary. I haven't stayed there, but we go eat there. I love it. It's super cool.
Oh yeah, where do you like to eat in Marfa? I mean, it's not like there's a bunch of places, but
No.
the places that are there are pretty good. Where do you like to go?
And I'm totally blanking on this name. There's a new Italian restaurant in Marfa.
Oh, Bordeaux?
Yes, thank you.
So good.
Isn't that great?
The sandwiches?
Yeah, so Kathy and I split a sandwich last time. It was the first time we'd been there.
Yeah.
And because my buddy said, you gotta go
Yeah.
try this place out. And we did, and it was wonderful.
So good.
Now the other place that I love is Marfa Burrito.
Oh, I've never been there before.
On the walls, they're just covered in writing signatures.
Oh,
so
cool.
you've got Matthew McConaughey. I mean, everybody.
Oh, that's so cool.
Everybody's been there, but you've got all these people.
Is your name on there now?
It is.
Okay,
My
cool.
cowboy.
Oh,
next
amazing.
time you go,
Okay, I will. I got to look for it.
look for my cowboy drawing. It's in there several times. I've had collectors who have sent me pictures.
So
I found
cool.
it. But I love Marfa Burrito. It's really good.
I love that. How long have you gone? How long do you usually stay whenever you go out there?
We stay at least a week. The drive is roughly a day.
Yeah.
And if I go solo, I'm stopping all the time.
Oh yeah.
And Kathy is a great sport. Even if we go together, if I see something,
You'll pull off the side of the road just to
absolutely. Now, and again, when I go solo, I'm very often taking the 2 lanes, the gravel roads, the caliche roads.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm getting lost for, the next hour, hour and a half. And so time kind of goes out the window for me because I want to go experience what 99.9% of people who go anywhere don't experience.
Mm-hmm.
And I've made it a point to turn around. If I see something,
Mm-hmm.
you're going 80 miles an hour,
Yeah.
right? And if you see something, it's flying
It's
by
like,
you.
and you just got to do it. You just got to stop and turn around.
Yeah, and sometimes you have to go down 2 miles to the next exit, circle back, go back
That's
4
right.
miles.
That's right.
And
Yeah.
so, but it's one of those things, it takes time.
Mm-hmm.
And the beauty of those trips, especially when I go by myself, and Kathy's a good sport too. Again, she's like, yeah, no, let's go, we'll go check that out. But when I'm by myself, I will take another 15, 20 hour, I will take the time to go circle back to that abandoned whatever.
That's so great.
Or that, that pump jack that's abandoned out in that field,
Yeah.
because that's where you really see the beauty. For me, I see the beauty of Texas because when I slow down, turn around, go back down that gravel road, go out to that whatever, get out of the truck, quiet, it's peaceful. Okay, now the grasshoppers are jumping on you. Now you just saw a coyote shoot off into that grassy field over there. You start to see things that you wouldn't see or experience otherwise. That inspires me.
Yeah.
Big time.
Yeah, because you're in it. You're in it. You're part of it. Rather than like driving by, you're still part of it. But when you're actually in it and your feet are like crunching on the ground and the grasshoppers and the animals and all of the things, I mean, it's just a different, it's that visceral experience, that is probably just speaking to you. Is that a Stetson hat that you have on?
It is. It's the open road. It's the
so good.
Silver Belly open road.
Classic.
Quick side note. So I'm actually a brand ambassador for John B. Stetson.
I saw that,
Stetson,
yes.
And couldn't be prouder. When those guys reached out, probably about 4 years ago, Tyler Thorson heads up creative and super neat guy. But he reached out and said, hey, we would love to come do a story on your art on the studio.
Makes so much sense, yeah.
And we'd love to also send you some gear and send you some things and do a photo shoot. And so I'd been wearing a Stetson for years.
Yeah.
And I think they saw me in my Stetson. My granddad, who was a rancher.
Yes, and the one in Kansas, right? Yeah.
He was a Stetson guy.
Oh my gosh.
And I still have some of his old Stetsons from the 50s and 60s.
That's
and
so great.
Love the brand. And so when they reached out, I was just like,
it's so
this is
you. It's a
so-
perfect partnership. That is so great. But I mean, aside from the Stetson thing, you've also done these partnerships with, I mean, the one that people really went, no pun intended, crazy over was Crazy Water.
yes.
I mean, people going into HEBs and like buying them by the cases. So tell us about that. Like how did they approach you?
That's a crazy story because when I was first approached by a buddy of mine who works at TRG, formerly the Richards Group, great guy, Jimmy Baldwin, has been a creative director down there for years. He approached me and said, hey, would you be interested, and this was probably 5 years ago, would you be interested in us licensing your work for this Crazy Water product? And at the time, I was trying to be very discerning with any kind of commercial projects that were tied into my fine art. A big part of the reason is my collectors are paying a lot of money for these originals.
Yes.
And I wanted to be a good steward.
Yeah, and you were sensitive to that. Yeah.
Very, very sensitive to that. Wanted to be a good steward. Didn't want to. I wanted to do good by my collectors, and so I said no at first. And then we kept talking, interacting, and then I had the opportunity to meet Carol Elder and her husband, who own the Crazy Water brand. Again, incredible, sweet, kind people. And so I was drawn into it.
Yeah.
And I finally just said, yes, let's do this. Because I knew Jimmy Baldwin, I knew TRG's reputation, and I had done a lot of freelance work for them as a designer. So I knew from a taste level, from an aesthetic standpoint, they were going to knock it out of the park with whatever they did. And that was my ask. I just said, listen, I just want it to be beautiful, simple. The bottled water is the hero, but the art needs to be a close second.
Yeah.
And then that's exactly what he was thinking. He says the art is going to be on this clean background.
Yeah. So you trusted because of him meeting them, and also the lore of crazy water for people. I mean, most people know what crazy water is in Texas, but if you're outside of Texas and you're listening to this, so crazy water, this is in mineral wells, and basically that people took to the water back in the day, and because there's naturally occurring lithium that's in the water, it's said to cure anybody that's a little crazy. And so people would go out there and take to the waters, and now it's bottled, and it comes in 4 different strengths. There's 1, 2, 3, and 4. And I actually love crazy water. Now,
I do too.
I mean, I love how it tastes. But yeah, I mean, the collab, people went really crazy for that, but it's like you've done that, and then you have one other collaboration with a vineyard, that's with Frio Canyon.
Frio Canyon, wonderful vineyard down in Leakey, Texas. Tecovas is another brand that reached out and said, "Can we do a collaboration?" I said, and again, these are iconic Texas brands.
So you're being very, very, very discerning about who you are doing these partnerships with.
Yep. John Wayne, the John Wayne family, we've known for years. We love them, and they reached out a number of years ago and said, would you do this collaboration with us? And so that's another, they're Newport Beach people, but they're also very much Texas people. And it's obviously with John Wayne, Western Texas, a lot of crossover. Yeah. And so
that makes sense. Yeah.
Made total sense.
I have a question real quick about your style. You have a very distinct style. You obviously have a great eye because you're a graphic designer, you're a fine artist. Have you always kind of dressed like this? Has this always been your vibe? You just always look so chic every time I've seen you.
Well, you're very kind. Thank you. I love the idea of a uniform. I think.
Yes, I'm very much the same way.
Yes, and and I've read that a little bit about you. I think it was, there are a number of entrepreneurial type people who subscribe to that. And I didn't even think about that really consciously until I heard, I think it was Zuckerberg or somebody who just said, I wear a t-shirt, I wear a black t-shirt and jeans or whatever every single day. Steve Jobs, I think, was maybe the same way, because it's one less thing I have to think about. I get up, I put it on, I can start thinking about important things, not what I'm going to wear. Yeah. And so I just started doing that a number of years ago. It was basically khaki pants, a denim shirt. This is a Stetson shirt. This is a little more dressed up than what I normally am, but it's typically a Levi's denim button down, khaki pants or khaki jeans from Old Navy or a Gap, simple. And then my beat up weathered Tecovas boots. It's my uniform, just like you. You kind of do the same thing. That way I can move on with my day and not have to think about what I'm wearing. Yeah, people are always surprised that my closet is, it's very, everything looks alike. I mean, there's like a million, it's like blazers, jeans, it just makes it so much easier. Now, you and Kathy have been married for 38 years. Yes. You have 3 children. Yep. You have 4 grandchildren. What do your grandchildren call you? My grandkids call us, Grandma is Mimi, so Kathy is Mimi, and I'm Dude. How old are they? They're from the oldest one is 9? 3 to 9. Okay. So we've got 3 grandsons and 1 granddaughter, and I love all of them, and they all love Dude and Mimi, and they love spending time with us, and we love spending time with them. But at the risk of hurting people's feelings, Hazel, who's our granddaughter. Such a great name. Big brown eyes, blonde hair. She is a stunning beauty of a little girl, and she's got my heart. These boys have my heart too, but there's always something about a girl and like a grandfather or a girl and a dad. Yes. Have you drawn her before? Have you painted her before? So I've not painted her. We do quick little sketches similar to kind of what we did earlier. Yeah. But one of the things that she loves to do is when we go to her older brother's baseball games, her older brother is HUD, he's 9, we'll watch his baseball, but she loves to, we'll go get in the gravel and find sticks, and we will take turns drawing things. And so she'll draw something, she'll go, can you tell what that is? And most of the time I can. So it's either a heart or a rabbit or whatever, and then I'll draw something. And so we do draw.
When you're gone and your grandchildren or their grandchildren are here in Texas or wherever they might be, where would you want them to see your art hanging? Like, is there a place that would make you really proud for them to say, that was my great-grandfather?
Absolutely, that thought goes through my mind. I'll back up a little bit. One of the exercises that I do yearly is I write my own obituary.
No.
Now that may sound a little morbid.
You do? I kind of love that.
But here's the reason. If there's this idea of beginning with the end in mind, frankly, don't care if when I'm gone and there's a funeral, memorial, or whatever, if my kids, grandkids, wife never speak one word about what I've done, I'm okay. And when I say what I've done career-wise, I'm totally fine with that. I want the first things that my grandkids or kids or wife speaks of is that my dad was present.
Oh, yeah.
He was there for us. He asked great questions. He took us on dates. He spent time with us, not only as kids. I still date our kids today. I mean, I will take them out one-on-one to lunch, and we'll talk about spiritual things. We'll talk about career things. We'll talk about anything.
You're so connected to them. That is incredible. I don't hear a lot about that. I love this notion of dating your children still. That's kind of incredible. It's a great way to look at it. How old are they now? How old are your three kids?
Well, 35, 33, and 30.
Yeah.
And I just make sure I'm equipped with I just tee up some good questions. Sometimes it just takes one question and we'll take off running. Yeah. But I still want to know where their heart is, what's going on. Hey, what's the best thing that happened to you this week? What are you really struggling with this week? How can I pray for you this week? What's on your heart? Good. And that's with anybody, but especially with my wife and our children and grandkids as well. And all the questions are, age-based. They're different, but yeah, I want to know them. But back to my original thought is newest. He was present with us. He spent time with us. He cared for us. He provided for us. He was funny. He was creative. He took us on these road trips. We went all crazy places, and he loved us dearly. Yeah. He loved us unconditionally. If it ends right there, then I've won. I've succeeded. All the other stuff is footnote. I'm in museums. I'm in, I think, 7 or 8 museums now. I'm hoping that generations of my family will be able to go to the Amon Carter, the Booth Museum in Georgia, other museums, and go, oh, there's one of great granddads or dads or whatever's paintings. But again, that's so secondary.
Yeah, to what's really important to you.
Yeah, and the relationships are what's most important to me. And really, even with the art for me is a means to an end, not an end in itself. The art really is a way to open a door to a conversation with you or with somebody else about possibly more important things in life. Not that art isn't important, but art is not at the top. Yeah. How are you doing? And what can I help you with? How are you struggling? How can I come alongside you and be a part of this journey with you?
Jon, you are just such a wonderful, sweet soul. I just feel so thankful that you had the time, that you made the time to be on Front of Book Texas. Like, I feel like a lot of it has been like really illuminating. We don't really know each other, but just to kind of like talk through and get to know you, like you have a really deep soul. I don't know why I'm surprised by that. I think just hearing you talk about your family and your children and your wife in that way is so meaningful. It's really beautiful.
Well, you're very, very kind, and I appreciate that. And my faith is foundational to everything that I do, and so I'm a big...
I can feel that. I mean, can't you? Yeah. I can feel that. Like, it's so strong. Your energy reminds me a lot of Abraham Alexander, who has a really, really strong faith. And so I just thank you so much. Are you ready for some really silly rapid fire questions?
Shoot away.
Okay, barbecue or Tex-Mex?
Oh gosh, it's Tex-Mex for sure.
Galveston or the Hill Country?
Hill Country for sure.
I know you have a thing for Big Tex, so I think I'm going to know the answer to this. September Texas State Fair or spring rodeo season?
Yeah, I'm going to have to go with Big Tex. Yeah.
East Texas piney woods or West Texas desert?
Definitely the desert. Yeah.
Tito's or Lalo? I don't know if either.
Black coffee.
Okay.
And Crazy Fizz. So that's Crazy Water's carbonated version. I like the other ones too, but the Crazy Fizz. So I have to go with black coffee and Crazy Water.
Okay. Fort Worth or Dallas?
Oh man, yeah. This is a tough one because I love both. Dallas has been so good to me.
Yeah.
From a business perspective, and we have dear friends here, and the vibe in Fort Worth, I think I'm drawn to that more than I am to Dallas, but I can't say one or the other. So
I know
that's a
it's
draw.
hard. It's hard. Then there's two more that you might find hard on here, and I'll Miranda Lambert or Casey Musgraves.
Ella Langley.
Oh, Ella is so good. I know.
And I'm an eclectic mix of house music, downbeat, upbeat house. I'm eclectic, gospel, praise and worship, jazz, classical. I come from a musical family, and so I have an appreciation for all kinds of music. So it's all over the board. Okay. My Spotify list is all over the place.
Okay. Luke or Owen?
I'm going to go with Owen because Midnight in Paris is probably one of my favorite, from a creative, getting to go back in time to all the
hanging out with Hemingway.
Steinbecks and Hemingways
so
and Picasso and all those. I just thought it pulled me in, and my wife and I love that movie. I-45 headed east or I-20 headed west?
Definitely
going west.
Dazed and Confused or Bottle Rocket?
I'm going to go with Texas geography, and so I'm going to go with HUD.
Okay.
And I'm going to go with Last Picture Show.
Oh, yes. Oh, my gosh. You know what? That's good, because maybe that's something that we need to add to this. Okay, HUD, Last Picture Show.
And Paper Moon.
I've never seen Paper Moon.
Oh, my goodness. So Paper Moon and Last Picture Show were Peter Bogdanovich films in the 70s. He filmed them in black and white.
Yeah.
There's something beautiful about it. Because they're Texas films.
Okay, I like that.
Does resonate with me.
Okay, I like that. And then the last one, Big Red or Dr. Pepper?
I think I would have to go with Dr. Pepper.
Okay, I'm going to tell Rob Wilson on you. Jon, thank you so much.
Thank you so much
for coming.
For having me on. It's an honor to be here.
Of course, thank you.
This has been Front of Book Texas. We've got a new conversation every 2 weeks, so don't just listen, subscribe, follow, and share. I want to thank my executive producer, Georgiana Moreland. Front of Book Texas. Texas creativity, global reach.